Yes, this iron production definitely looks like it wants to be upgraded. Now, about that steel facility we need. Yes, that's going to be implemented somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. Hmm. Perhaps I could just split from this line here and have the steel be up here. Simple. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. This is bad placement. There. And now this can be the beginning of this part. Very simple. And that can begin here. There. This is going to need to be rerouted in order to not be weak. There. A backup system. Just in case. This is going to be a lot of arms, and each one is going to be consuming so much power. It's going to be intense. There. And this is the precursor steel refinery. Now that we have steel and bricks both, we can begin production of the enhanced furnaces, and those in themselves will increase the speed at which we can produce them. And so once we have them, it will be easier to make more of them, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. The steel production, as you can see, is very slow. We can somewhat increase that by doing this. There, that fixes that problem. And now that that's out of the way, we can just increase this very easily. There. More production of iron here will result in more production of steel here. And all of that will be quickened by the new furnaces, which will make these old ones obsolete, finally. And those are actually being researched very slowly, as we should be able to see down here. We should make more labs in order to keep up with production of the science packs themselves. There. This is probably the best starting setup I've ever made. Feeling very good about it. None of the modules have stumbled over each other yet, like they usually would. And now we can just make the first 5 of these, which I always invest into making, into upgrading the steel production facility, and also the brick production. We can actually see them from here because of the radars. Look at those vile vermin, the pests. And you can see they're already planning their next attack. Absolutely disgusting. I can deal with those later when we have a tank. I would really prefer robot tanks though. Control them somewhat like in an RTS. That would be ideal. Just extend this. There, that's better. And power consumption is still rising, as you can see here. And now we can actually start producing the enhanced crafters, assemblers. And here we can actually increase lab research speed, which helps. Eventually we're going to run out of resources in the starting area, and then we're going to need to expand out with trains to places with even more aliens. Like here where all this coal is, because this isn't enough coal to last forever. Fortunately, there's a lot of stone patches located peripherally, especially this large one. Here's some basic oil production, but we're going to need to explore far and wide to find the other things like iron and copper. Yes. For as long as we are unable to expand to new locations, we are doomed. Going to have this grid like this. There. There. That's going to enhance research speed drastically. That is much better. Now look. And then the research we're making right now will enhance that even further. And then, once we start producing these, we can enhance production of the packs without expanding their areas, which also helps. And now look at this, steel, mass production, which will be integral to the next step of the plan. We actually have enough bricks, we don't need to resupply yet. Yes, we need to keep making more of these. And replace this here with this. Now, the first thing to always do is... we're not even bringing in iron ore fast enough. I can fix that later. As in right now, because that's integral, as are many things. You can already see places where we're running out. This iron is definitely on a time limit. There, that's enough. Eventually we can also put modules in these to enhance their characteristics, such as speed and efficiency. One of the things we're really going to need is engines. Without that we can't make cars, which we need for exploration. That is, if we don't want to explore on foot, which is, well, let's just say there's a reason people don't explore the world on foot anymore, because they because they have a brain and know that exploration by foot is the least efficient form, except for maybe crawling. Fortunately, we haven't had a main bus malfunction yet. And it appears steel production is increasing. It looks like perhaps the new bottleneck is actually iron production itself. Not surprising, actually. And notice this belt is almost full. That's a good sign that we've nearly reached its maximum capacity. This is functioning exactly as intended. No alterations required. Yes, I can see how this would be the logical course of action. Right now we should be focusing primarily on two things. Clearing out these pests, and then claiming resources and transporting them back to the headquarters, our lair. Because soon these resources will run out, and when they do, and if we don't have a way to get more, then that's the end. You can already see where we've begun to clear fill the iron patch. I'm not sure how much faster this produces. I think twice as fast. Oh, there's actually numbers. Oh yes, it is exactly twice as fast. So it's twice as efficient as the other kind, in terms of space.